In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to replace the taillight assemblies as well as the third brake light with LEDs, LED assemblies. I'll also be replacing the reverse light bulbs with LED reverse lights as well. For this procedure, it's pretty much just similar for every kit that you get. This here is a 2004 Ford Ranger. I know that they have changed the lights around slightly throughout the different model years, but it should be pretty similar. They do make quite a few different kits. They have darker tinted ones, they have clear ones, or they have red ones. No matter what kit you get, it should be a very similar install process. I am going to be installing red taillight assemblies with LEDs today, so I'll be showing you how to do that here. So to get started, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up the tailgate. Just going to drop the tailgate here, and I'm going to start with the lower taillight brake lights here. So what you're going to notice is there's two Phillips head screws on the inside here, and then you've got two more on the outside. So I'm going to start here with the two on the outside. I'm going to take both those screws out of here. Then you've got one down here. And then you've got the two right in here. And then I went ahead and I got all four of the screws taken out with a screwdriver, the rest of the way out by hand. So this assembly should just come right out of here, just like this. Then once it comes out, you're gonna have two bulbs here. You've got the one up on top here. So here's the reverse light. Should just twist out of here, and that'll just pull right out. And then once you get that twisted out, then there's just the one more on the bottom here. That's the brake / turn signal, and that one will just twist down just like that, and it will also just pull right out. And then once you get both those taken out, just take the assembly out of here. I've got the old assembly right here. I've got the new assembly here. New assembly is pretty much ready to be installed. You can tell it is different with the LEDs. The reverse light is in a slightly different spot, but it'll be the same procedure for installing it. It'll still fit and everything. It's just going to look a little different. If you look here, you do have this here. This is like your resistor. Just since you're using LEDs for the turn signal, you don't want it to be flashing fast. So this here will help keep the turn signal to flash at the right speed. So to go ahead and get this installed, if you look back here on the back side, you have this spot here, which is where your reverse light will thread into. And then you have this plug here, which you will just plug into where you would hook a bulb in for your turn signal / brake light. So go ahead and get that installed. The very first thing I'm going to actually do before I go ahead and install this is I am going to take this original reverse light out, because this reverse light here is just a regular bulb. I am going to put an LED one in. This here is just a 3156 bulb, and you can get 3156 LED bulbs. You can get a kit of them for real cheap, so they're not super expensive and pretty easy to install. So I'm just going to go ahead and get that swapped out, just since this kit does not come with an LED reverse light. I do want it all to be LED and all to match. So go ahead and get an LED reverse light installed. Then I'm going to go ahead and get that put in. Okay, so now to go ahead and get this installed, super simple. You just got this red tape here. You're going to pull off of this little resistor box. You're going to pull that off, and you can just stick this in there somewhere. Again, this just helps with the turn signal. Since it is LED, it just helps it to flash at the right pace. And really, this can be mounted anywhere like that. That'll just stick in there. And once you make sure that's nice and stuck in there, then the next thing I'm going to do, go to get the reverse light. And I'm going to go ahead and put the reverse light in the socket. Okay, so one thing I did notice, actually when I have to install the reverse light, is this is slightly different than the OEM assembly. You will have to unplug this electrical connector here, and then you'll twist this in, and then you can plug this electrical connector back into the reverse light. It just won't fit around this housing for the brake light if you don't unplug this connector first. So I went ahead, I got that connector unplugged. Just gonna go ahead and plug that back in. And then once you hear that click in place, then you can just go ahead and plug this in here for the brake light, right into where the brake light bulb would be. And then I'll go ahead and get this assembly put in. Okay, so I've got everything twisted into place here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this back in. Same exact procedure as taking the old one out. Now just put the 4 screws in and it'll be all good to go. Okay, so I went ahead and got both the taillight assemblies installed here. It's pretty much the same procedure for installing the one on the passenger side as the driver's side. So the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put an LED in for the third brake light. It's just 2 Phillips head screws again, so I'm just going to take both these off. And then this whole assembly should just come out. Get both those screws taken out of there. And then once those are off, this whole thing should come out. Includes this black piece and everything like that. This here's just one piece, this red and black. It looks like it's 2, but it's really just one. It will come off here. There is like some sticky foam here that just helps to keep water from getting into the cab. So you're just gonna pull it off of there. The new assembly actually did come with new foam for here. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and get all this old stuff scraped off, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the new stuff put on. So I'll put that new stuff on before. If this is still in good condition, you can still use the foam that's on here, but I'm gonna be replacing it since it did come with new stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take the bulb out of here. And I'll go ahead and get that taken care of. Okay, so I went ahead and I got the new foam stripping on here, just to help keep water out of here. And then there is a piece here that originally plugged into here that then had a connector for the brake light bulb. So just unplug that piece and then you can connect this connector into here. So I've got this connector hooked in, and then the brake light should just be able to go right on here. And now, unlike my original brake light that just had one brake light bulb in the middle, this whole thing should light up. It actually looks a lot brighter. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the 2 Phillips head screws back on, and then I'm going to go ahead and test out all the lights and make sure they're all working good.